Hello everyone, welcome to Excel Maths. So this is question number 5 from mock set 5. As you can see, we have velocity vector given to us. Generally we have, u given and we need to resolve to find out ux and uy, horizontal and vertical component of velocity. But here we are given the same thing, same information in the form of I and j. So when it is given in the form of u, so we just find out the components as ux is u cos alpha, u sin alpha if this is alpha. But here we don't know about the angle, but velocity vector components are given, like in a vector form it is given. But our core concept is going to be same as I taught you before. We are going to be breaking it down as horizontal and vertical. We will be lining up all the information given to us for horizontal and vertical. Okay, so you can see it's 14I given to us. That means your ux horizontal velocity is 14 meters per second and vertical velocity uy is 7, right? T we don't know for horizontal, nothing is given. If you read over here, the stone hits the ground at point A. It is moving under gravity, freely under gravity, and we have to find OA, O to A. Okay, T over here, again we don't know, T is common. Acceleration is 0 for ux and it is 0 always. You can keep this thing in mind, it is 0 always for horizontal motion. And acceleration is negative g for vertical, always. So what you need to keep in mind is ux is given to you for horizontal, uy is for vertical, a is negative g for vertical and 0 for horizontal. Now we have to find out OA, that means SX and SY. I just write like this. SX is going to be UXT, let me write it back. Sx is going to be uxt plus half at squared, because a is 0. So from here you can again formulate that your Sx is going to be uxt always. Don't think about acceleration, it would be like this always. And Sy is going to be the complete thing, uyt plus half at squared, where acceleration is minus g. Okay, from here we are going to be just going through some of the informations, because you see the projectile, same projectile I will be drawing and showing to you. So say for example I've added the initial speed, they are actually giving us 14I plus 7j, but we are taking 14 meters per second. If we project it, is the velocity component given. Let me velocity vectors, removing velocity vectors, and if I remove it back, let's project it again. It is showing us everything like motion. What I want to show you, say for example I've taken this point, it shows height, like the vertical height is 4.4 meters, 4.41 meters. If you change the position, you can see the height based on like time taken as well. But if we target this point, we're going to be getting height 0. Height is nothing but the vertical component of Sy. So Sy is 0. When the object hits the ground, Sy is 0. So you can just keep in mind or make a note of, when an object hits the ground, then Sy is going to be 0. Your Ax is always 0. That means acceleration for the horizontal movement is always 0. Acceleration vertically is always minus g. These you can keep a bullet point for you. Okay, so here ux is given to us, that is 14t. Sx is nothing but OA, the distance. We can't find out OA until we get the value of t. For that we have vertical elements, we are going to be finding t from that. So let's substitute. Sy is 0 as I've shown you over there. 0 is equal to uy is 7t minus half gt squared. If we solve this out, we're going to be getting half gt squared, that is equal to 7t. Dividing by t, you will get half gt, that is equal to 7. What we did, we just divided by t. From here, t is equal to divide by half of g, so it would be 14 over g. If you just substitute this value there, we're going to be getting Sx, that is equal to 14, and 14 over g. Just use your calculator, you're going to be getting 20 meters. So Sx, which is OA, that is equal to 20 meters. Now for the B part, find the speed of the stone for t equals 0.5 seconds. For 0.5 seconds, we have to find out the speed. I just want to show you the same projectile again. So, if I just project it back, using the velocity vectors I'm projecting, I just want you to observe the same thing. Let me project it back. I want you to observe the velocity vectors, right? So if you see the horizontal vector and the vertical vector, velocity vector, just focus. So you can see out there, when it was here, it was greater, vertical velocity vector was greater. Horizontal is like same throughout, right? Because it's falling freely under gravity. Its vertical vector is changing, but horizontal is same. And what we need to find the speed when t is 0.5. So say for example, let me project it back, maybe somewhere, stop. Not that one, this one. If you focus here, let's see where 0.5 is. It is 0.6, maybe here. It is 0.5. So, stop. Kind of. Just imagine it to be 0.5 only. So, this is like, as you can see, your horizontal vector is same, but the vertical vector is changing. So, when we have to find out the speed, we need to know these two. Then we are going to be, using these two to find out the modulus of. So we know for the B part, as you have seen, your ux is going to be 14 meters per second only, but your uy will change, right? Uy, which is actually going to be, we can use, what can we use there? First, Suvat condition, first equation. So v equals u plus at. So what we need to find out, we are actually finding out vertical component. So for vertical component, v equals u plus at. Acceleration due to gravity, acceleration would be negative. So 7 minus g times 0.5. So you're going to be doing 7 minus 9.8 times 0.5. That gives us 2.1. It gives us 2.1. So our vertical component is 2.1. So instead of ux, let's write vx and vy. Because ux was initial and we have to find the speed at t is 0.5. Initial, when t was 0, it was 14 or something. So vx and vy we have when t is 0.5. Now because we have to find out the speed, so if I just draw it is vx, that is 14 meters per second. That is vy, which is 2.1. We have to find modulus. So what we're going to be doing, we will be finding the speed v, which is going to be the square root of vx squared plus vy squared. So you just solve that. So v is going to be the square root of 14 squared plus 2.1 squared. And what it gives. So it gives us around 14.2 meters per second. This is the velocity. Sorry, this is the speed when the object is at 0.5 seconds. Now for the, excuse me, the model is refined to include air resistance. Initially there was no air resistance, now it is the air resistance. Using this refined model, the speed of the stone at 0.5 seconds is found to be W meters per second. Given that in both models, the stone is still moving upwards at t is 0.5 seconds. State which is greater. Both are moving upwards. We have to find out which one is greater, V or W. That is quite common sense. Say for example, initially, you have a smooth, clear road and you are riding your bike and it's clear road. So you don't have any resistance like obstacles there. Now it's a crowd there. Obviously your speed is going to slow down. When it's a drag there, it will resist your motion. I mean, not a lot, but some sort of, there would be some resistance. That is why it is air resistance. So when air resistance is present, the speed will slow down, right? And when there is no air resistance, it would be greater. So obviously V is greater than W. To show the same thing, I'm removing the velocity vectors. Okay, here let's clear. First I'll show you without air resistance how it goes. So it is without air resistance. There is no air resistance working. Okay, now I'm using air resistance. It will show us the pink projection. So this is when the air resistance is present. For 0.5, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5. 0.5 is here. For blue one, blue was the one where there is no air resistance. And this one where there is air resistance. So you can see it reaches 3.51 meters. The height is 3.51 meters and there it is 3.72 meters. So it is covering more. It is moving faster when there is no air resistance and a bit slower when there is air resistance. Obviously air resistance is not a very strong one, and we also don't know it's just the air resistance. We don't know a lot accuracy about the speed of the wind or something like that, direction of the wind, right? So we can conclude it's for 2 marks. Obviously I have discussed a lot, but it's for 2 marks. So we are going to be writing your V is going to be greater than W. V is the speed when the object is moving without air resistance. So because there is air resistance, so it's going to be slowing down the object. Now the last part, state a limitation of the refined model. What did we include in refined model? Just the air resistance. We have included the air resistance. We did not include the spin of the object, the wind, like in what the magnitude, how strong the wind is or anything. We just have included air resistance over there. So yes, in that case we can say the spin could be the factor that is working. That should be included if you want to make it very accurate, or maybe wind also going to be adding on refinement if you add. So yes, this is all about the question. Hope that makes sense. Thank you so much.